President, when Parliament first convened this series of debates on the future of Europe, few could foresee a treaty in force by 2009. Europe was sinking, and to paraphrase Mr Reinfeldt's countryman August Strindberg, there was something unnatural in it, for nature demands progress, evolution, and every backward step means wasted energy. Well, since then, the European Union has found the collective energy to set Europe back on progress, back on the path to progress. And by the time your country takes over the reins in 2009, Prime Minister, the EU will have undergone a democratic revolution. It will be more open, more accountable, more responsive to its citizens. So those who attack the EU for being undemocratic are barking mad to oppose a treaty which puts citizens and their representatives in the driving seat. They are also barking up the wrong tree when they bring their protest to this Parliament, which has no responsibility for decisions by national governments on whether to hold a referendum. With your record as a consensus builder in your own country, you look an ideal candidate to launch the European Union under a new Council, a new Parliament and a new Commission. But will you in fact be taking over the reins, as have presidencies in the past, or will you be simply a chef de cabinet to the full-time President of the Council? The truth is, the treaty provides a framework for a future we have yet to sketch, a future where the biggest single challenge for our Union, as your Europe Minister says, is delivering the practical results which citizens rightly demand, and not the interminable navel-gazing which a Conseil des Sages will simply prolong. Survey after survey shows that the Eurosceptics are wrong. Citizens don't want less Europe. They want more. More joint action on terrorism, more joint action on energy and the environment, on defence and foreign affairs, on migration, on research and development. They want Europe to think big. And yet in almost all these areas, cooperation is in its infancy because member state governments in national capitals persist in gainsaying the public will. We have 10 months left before the treaty enters into force. It's time for us to get our House in order, for this House to prepare for the greatest increase in powers it has ever seen, and for Council and Commission to Lisbonise both legislative proposals in the pipeline and current practices which must change. Urgent challenges lie ahead, as you have alluded to, Prime Minister. They will not be met without loyal cooperation between the institutions of government. And my plea to you is to make sure that by the time we have co-decision in almost 80 policy areas and a huge increase in the workload of this House and in the Council, that we have greater dialogue between Parliament and Council to allow us to manage the Union properly. When it comes to dealing with the biggest foreign policy challenge for the Union now, the issue of Kosovo, when it comes to dealing with the question of Turkey, on which I agree so much with what you said, when it comes to dealing with big challenges like world population growth and poverty and migration, of which you spoke. Prime Minister, you outlined the challenges of globalisation, both at our immediate borders and beyond, challenges to which EU cooperation has the answers. Previous Prime Ministers have done the same in this chamber, though without achieving such cooperation. So I commend to you a Swedish saying, Gott lära av andras fel, eftersom man inte hinner begå alla själv. It is well to learn from the errors of others, since there is no time to make them yourself.